Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Tea Talk. This is Lady O, and I have a wonderful show for you today. I'm so excited. Very dramatic. You notice that, right? Okay. Because we have the infamous, the famous, just really marvelous actress with us today. Michelle Elaine is her stage name, but of course, I call her Michelle Elaine Ogletree. She's my daughter in law. So I wanted to just make sure that's clear. When you see Michelle Elaine, that's who we're talking about. Well, she's here with us today, and she has so much wonderful news. So many wonderful things are happening to her. I tell you now, you better get her autograph now because we'll be charging very soon. So without further ado, so we can get through with all of the things she has to share with us today, let's welcome to Tea Talk, Michelle Elaine Ogletree.
Hi, thank you for having me, Lady O.
Oh, it's my honor. And I've been so excited because there's so many things that have gone on in the last year in your life that you're just taking off like a jet here. So I thought I better get you in before you start to charge me. So how are
Well,
you doing?
it was so funny because you said we'll start charging soon. And I was like, Lady O has found a way to get a cut of my autograph.
Well, hey, it just pays for that child care you get
Yes,
free.
ma'am.
So your kids are the pickiest eaters, and so we spend a lot of money on food when they're here. So we want to do some exciting things. But anyway, let's go. Um, well, listen, let's just start talking about all the wonderful things that you're doing. Before you get started, why don't you just kind of introduce yourself? Tell a little bit about yourself, how you got started into acting, how long you've been acting, and those kind of background things first.
Yes, ma'am. Well, as Lady O said, I'm Michelle Elaine Ogletree. Michelle Elaine is my stage name. And I was actually just talking with someone about this the other day because Harper, my babies, who you have mentioned, is a really good reader. And I was the same in elementary school. And that is how I got into acting. I was the best reader. So when the drama teacher gave us the script and we all had to read parts of it, she was actually testing to see who could read the best because that person she felt could learn the lines the best and then executed the best on stage. So that's how I got the lead part. And when I did the part, it just felt really good. I enjoyed the lights, the costumes, the drama of it all. And since then, I just kept studying, and I got a degree from Howard in with Bachelor of Fine Arts. And I've actually came back after uh, Howard home to Houston, and I knocked on the Ensemble Theater's door, and I have been here and in Houston and all of these wonderful theaters here in Houston ever since.
Well, great, great, great. I have to throw this in too because my little grandbaby, your daughter, Harper, she took classes this summer in a summer camp down at the Ensemble Theater, not the Ensemble, at the Alley Theater downtown. And so she came one day, I was keeper, and she came back and she said, Nana, they're calling me a drama queen. And I was saying to myself, well, girl, you are, because she can cry at the drop of a hat, and she is so much like her mama. She looks like a mama, she acts like a mama. And you're right. She is going to kindergarten this year, and I kid you not, she is reading on a third grade level. Am I
Mhm.
telling the truth?
Yeah, she's a really good reader.
Yeah, I mean, it baffles me. I tell her, read the story to your brother, Nana's cooking or something, and she can read everything. Every once in a while, she may ask for. These are big books. These are not little kids' books. These are big books. So I know I'm going to look for greater things with her. So let me go ahead and get into what you've been doing this past year. Why don't we start with the Alley Theater? Because I know last year we were coming to the Alley Theater, seems like every month, you went every production. Tell us about your time and how you got to be a part of the Alley Theater downtown.
Like most things, it starts with an audition or someone saw me on stage. Their casting director is a friend of mine named Brandon, and he had seen my work here at the ensemble. I'm at the ensemble right now, and called me in for an audition. Actually, the first role I did the first job at the Alley Theater that I did was as an understudy for a role that obviously I was not cast for, but the young lady's father was sick and they wanted to have somebody on standby in case she needed to go home and be with her father. So that was my first time actually working at the Alley years and years ago. And from there, I just kept auditioning and booking. And that last season, I did several shows. That's why you were always there. I did Sweat. Since
Yeah, Sweat was really good. I mean, Slow Down Sweat, it was the first one I think we did. Is that the one with the secretary? No, that's not the one with the secretary, right?
is the one in Pennsylvania with the steel workers.
Steel workers. Yes, yes, that was powerful.
Mhm. And they all got, laid off, and it was kind of the unfolding of how it shook that community in Pennsylvania. And then there was Sense and Sensibility, the comedy. I sent a picture to Sis Tisha with that, where I got to play two different characters with a British accent, so that's always fun. Yeah, you could
That was
just
the one I was talking about, the secretary, because I looked up and you were coming out as a secretary. Oh, the picture's very little, but that's okay. But it was
zoom in at the top with the arrow. It'll get bigger. But um yeah, and so then there was Dead Man's Cell Phone, which was funny because in that one my husband had died, but someone had found his cell phone. And then there was Clue.
Oh, yes, Clue was my favorite one. Clue was like the big Christmas production, right? No, it was before or after the Christmas production. But tell us about Clue. I see you there in that beautiful burgundy magenta gown with your beautiful hair. Tell us about Clue.
Thank you. Yes, I played Miss Scarlet. A lot of people are familiar with the board game, and she was so much fun to play because Miss Scarlet was a madam. And so she had some young ladies working for her. In this play, they were all of the folks here had some type of seedy goings on, and the guy in the middle, Wadsworth, was blackmailing them. And so they're all popping off like flies in this big mansion. It was a whole bunch of fun, and it was a part of the Alley Theater's Summer Chills, where they always have like an Agatha Christie or some type of murder mystery show. And this one was like one of their best-selling productions in their history. So it was really cool to be a part of that.
Well, I like that one for so many reasons. It was just an absolutely wonderful production, and I love, of course, the part that you played and some of the others too. Their parts were just so wonderful. It just took you in. But I, was looking and I thought I heard that this particular production was the highest grossing one that they had at that time. And I thought, wow, what an honor for Michelle to be a part of that and have a major part in it. And when we went down for the next year, they had your picture from this production on the door, remember? And I
Yes,
said, what do you have to do to get your picture on the door after you've already done something? So that says a lot about how the Alley Theater thought about this particular production.
yes, ma'am. And it felt great, to go up there. We were going to see a show together, and I was like, hey,
That's me.
there was one from Clue and one from Sense and Sensibility, and it feels really cool.
Right, right.
To be a part of an important season for them, that especially that one production being the highest grossing, and felt very blessed.
Right. I thought too, I said, this was a really great year for you because you were so busy. I mean, they kept you the whole season, production after production. So that said a lot about, your acting abilities and being able to, producers want to work with you. So there's so many things that says about you as an actress and your career and where you're going from here. I just wanted to just applaud you on that and tell you how proud I am of you. And my son Jordan, he's you always say he's your number one fan and he's supporter. He is always there. And tell me about how how does this work with having a husband at home with two small kids and you're off to practice? Tell us about your practice schedule. It's not just getting out on the stage 2 weeks before and it's done. Tell us about that.
We typically rehearse for about a month. If it's shorter than a month, it's only like 3 weeks, maybe three and a half. Is very short. So no, we're working for a good amount of time, and you rehearse for maybe 6 hours. It could be in the day, it could be in the night. But once you get into tech rehearsal, that's when it goes from day into night. And that's right, but that's when they're starting to add in the lights and the sound and all the costumes, all of the elements to get ready for the audience.
Yeah.
And then we're open. And then, like you said, that's when it's just okay, I go and do the show, and then I come home. If there's no overlap, which when that season where I was in so many things, there was an overlap where I was rehearsing one show during the day and then performing another show at night, which is a wonderful challenge. Yes, and Jordan is an amazing supporter, not just being there with our babies while I'm gone, but also encouraging me because there's many nights when I come home and I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't know what to do with this character. I don't think this looks good. And he'll talk me through it. He'll say, okay, well, what do you think about even the character I'm playing right now, which I know we're going to talk about? He gave me some really good insight on women that I can draw parallels to, so that I can pull from their lives and what people think about this type of character. So that helps me add on another layer and just encouragement that it's going to be worth it to keep going. I'm holding it down here. Don't worry, that type of thing. And so I'm very appreciative for his support because to have a partner that believes in you so much. Like, I honestly think Jordan thinks I could just go to the moon tomorrow if I wanted to. And it helps because it encourages you when you start to have some doubts and or just being fatigued, just tired.
Right.
And so Jordan has been really awesome that way. And awesome in teaching our kids what mommy is doing. I love that Harper and Jordy have both been to the theater with me. And Harper knows when she was in camp this summer, she knew that the mommy, this is where you work. And then she's like, and you also work at this theater and this theater. So she knows and she's seen the stages and my desk and all that stuff. So they both have an understanding, Harper more because she's older, of where mommy is when she's away and why it's important and what I'm, contributing out into the community.
Right, right. I just want to throw out a shout too to Miss Eileen because I know when you were pregnant and working for the ensemble and so forth, she was very, very just accommodating and supportive as well. And you need that because you've been at the ensemble theater for how long now?
As long as Harper. I started in 2 months after Harper. Miss Eileen actually asked me to come on before that, and I was like, "Can you just let me have my baby first?" And then a little, a
I
little.
think she had I think she had you on before. Let me tell you why I think she had you on before.
Okay.
Because the day in the hospital when Harper was born, my cell phone rings. And it's called Miss Eileen. I keep calling her in the delivery room. And so I said, let me pick it up. I said, hello, has she had the baby yet? Was it, so she was like in there. And I don't know if it's because she's waiting for you to have that baby so you come to work or whatever, but it seems like I remember you doing some phone calls or something like that at home, but you were kind of in there already before Harper was born. So Harper is now 5. So
Mhm.
it means you've been at the ensemble for at least 5 years.
5 years
And
on staff here. But I've been working. Like I said, when I graduated in '09, I came straight to the ensemble theater
my
and started with their touring education company where they do the children's shows that travel throughout Houston. And then I was an understudy, and then I started being a main character on the main stage shows.
right. And then she loved you so much. She said, can you come work for me? And so she works for Miss Eileen and just really helps out. And Miss Eileen has already told me many times she loves Michelle. And
Yes,
so
and I
you're
love
like
her.
a family there. And I know you love her and we love her. Thank
Yes.
you, Miss Eileen. So let's move on. Now that we're at the ensemble, let's talk about something that happened recently that this production that you invited me to, and you kind of warned me, as a lady, you and Bishop, y'all need to kind of get ready because this is not my traditional role. So I thought I was ready. And when I got there, my mouth was like, and Bishop was like, we were like, did she say that? Did they do that? So tell us about this production. Kind of lead us in here. I think we got a few clips or something, the production, and then we'll talk about what has happened since you were in that production.
Well, the show is called Clyde's, and it was at the Ensemble Theater in the past season. And Clyde is a shop owner of a sandwich shop called Clyde's. There she is. She is just fabulous.
See her with the
And
red wig on there in the middle? That's my daughter-in-law, Clyde.
that is Clyde. And Clyde was not very nice. And she was cruel and she was crass and she was cruel. She was evil. She was downright evil and really tried to break the spirits of the people who were there with her. And yeah, Clyde's not somebody you would take home to your mom.
Yeah.
And she had foul language and
it was beyond
all
foul.
kinds
Let me just kind of lead into that part of it. As you can see her stature there, how she's standing, that was her attitude in working. How can you imagine working for a boss who is on your back? I mean, she's got something negative to say, nothing positive to say. And it's an attitude like, you better get this work done. And what are you doing? And nothing encouraging from her. And it's because she had a bad experience herself. And all of these people on here too have had bad experience, and they're having to work with a person instead of encouraging them who has a bad experience. And she cursed like a sailor. I mean, everything out of her mouth and the wording and the references to some things.
innuendo.
Yes, it was something. Go ahead and talk about it now. I'm kind of still in shock. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they're all ex-convicts, and including Clyde, and she uses that against them. She uses that strike, I should say, they have against them out in the world that makes it hard for them to get jobs, that makes it hard for them to find housing, that makes it really hard for you to restart your life when you get out. She uses that as a knee on their neck to keep them, defeated in her sandwich shop. And sadly, I think a lot of what she says to them, she thinks of herself. You don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, you did something wrong, and now this is what you have. But because I'm the boss, I abuse that power. And
yeah, and I think she abused the power because
to play. Ah!
I think she abuses that power because she knows it's not easy for them to find a job. So they know they're just not going to up and quit. And then I think too, like you said, she feels some kind of way about herself, and she wants to lord over them and to make it bad for them rather than to make it better for them. So, but you said something a minute ago. I didn't hear. We were talking at the same time. What did you say?
That she was delightful to play. It was difficult to figure out just right, but I think I landed on something that worked, and it seemed to be well received. But I mean, it was a whole bunch of fun. And Clyde, unfortunately, sometimes still lives on, because you can say something and somebody will say, "Oh, that sounds like Clyde coming out."
Exactly. Somebody said that to me at the church. Said I had to tell her that you're not Clyde. You're off the stage here. Don't come in here trying to talk to me that kind of way. But this is the article from the Houston Press where kind of jumped the gun there. But you got an award for this. So tell me about this from the ensemble. What is this award? Best Supporting Actress?
Well, yeah, it's the Houston Press Awards, where they're looking at the entire productions of the Houston theater season among all of the theaters that are here in Houston. Okay. And of all of them, they found that my portrayal of Clyde was the best supporting actress role. And I'm really, really thankful to be honored in that way, because I did work really hard on it. So it feels good to be recognized for the work that I did.
And that's really...
And also, I'm sorry, go ahead, lady.
Well, I was just going to make that point really clear that it was not just the ensemble that gave you the award. This was a group that looked at all of the theaters. Wow.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And I did get an ensemble award. I gave that to Sis Teacher as well, the Georgie Award, which is an award within the ensemble, which is something that I really appreciate because that means that the audiences of the ensemble theater who came to see all the shows thought, we remember Clyde and how you did Clyde, and we want to honor you. And also, my peers can vote as well. So that was really special. But yes, Houston Press sees all of them across the city. And, they weigh in on it and chose me as best supporting actress. And even more than that, Clyde's was so impactful that we got Best Supporting Actor, Michael C. Fuentes, who played Raphael. He's the one I spanked with the spatula,
Right.
who played
She
Raphael.
was awful.
And then, yes, I was. And then Best Director for Shirley Joe Finney, who was an out-of-town director who came in. Miss Eileen got Best Artistic Director for the entire season, which was so exciting. Yes, indeed. And then we got Best Hair and Wigs, which was not a surprise to me at all because Demi Demore did an amazing job on Clyde's wigs and the styling of everybody in the show. And I'm trying to make sure. Oh,
Wow.
and the ensemble also got best season.
What? The Ensemble
Yes,
Theater got best season?
yes,
Yay!
ma'am.
Wow, we love the
Yes,
Ensemble Theater. If you have not been to the Ensemble Theater, you need to go. You need to buy season tickets. You don't need to miss any of the episodes because they all are so great. And Miss Eileen is so wonderful, and she deserves everybody supporting her. So I'm so happy for her in getting her award and the ensemble getting that award as well. And you. So
yes.
congratulations to all of you. I was going
Thank
to say
you, thank
something about the wigs right quick. Every time she came out on a scene, she had a different wig, from blonde to down to her bottom to the red, this and the. I mean, she really kind of reminded me of somebody who worked on the corner. You know, you know how they got to change the wigs, and sometimes they have on the boots up to the thighs and tight this. Her
you.
wardrobe was really very trashy.
Spec-
It was tight and all the different wrong places and cleavage. So it was something I believe that deserved all those awards. So congratulations to all of you all again, and to the Ensemble Theater and Miss Eileen. Now we got to
Thank you.
get to the next because so many things. Let me show me the award. You have a picture of the award you got from the ensemble? Because that was from, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's the star one.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
So this is
For
the
leading
Georgia
actor.
Award. Tell me about this.
So the Georgie Awards have been around for 40 plus years. And they're named after our founder, the ensemble's founder, George Hawkins. And it was a way of celebrating within of what was put on the show, put on the stage that season. And so after the gala, which I know you and Bishop attended, after the gala on Saturday, we always have the Georgies on Sunday right here at the theater. And we honor the leading actress, supporting, costume. Now we do wigs as well, lighting, set design, stage manager. We recognize everybody's work into the season and in each production. And as I was saying earlier, the patrons who came out to see every show and artists who came out to see every show voted and said that they thought that I was the best leading actress, and I just really appreciate it.
Wow, that is another award. And it came from the production of what? Clyde's.
Lives.
So that production that you got that we were like, Lord, is anybody gonna come see this show? This poor baby, she gonna be down here with two people in the audience. It turned out to be the greatest. Did you think it would be that way when you first took on the role? When you read the script and said, what do you
I
think?
knew that the role was amazing because the character was so conflicted. And then I'm sure you probably heard of folks saying how fun it is to play someone evil or mean because they get to say all, all of the things that us nicer folks censor all day long. And to be able to just say, no, no, ugh, it was really fun. And it was also really difficult because, I didn't want to play just one note and come in and be mean. I wanted to have a reason why. I wanted to be working towards something. So I knew that the role was fabulous. I did not think once about any awards. And once the show was up, especially once I felt like I actually knew what I was doing, which was not until opening night. But once the show was up, I did have a few friends who saw it and say, you probably are going to get this or, this, that, or third. And I was like, really? Okay, well, we'll see. It's not something that you have control over or that even, influences the way you're going to work. So I didn't think about it. But like I said, it feels really good to be honored for the work that I put
Yeah.
into it.
And the other thing I was thinking about when I was, kind of clenching my fist and holding on to the chair about what you were doing, I was remembering several actors and actresses saying, you don't want to ever get stuck into one part, like the sweet little this, because you'll never get opportunities when other things come over. So, no, she can't play that. But being able to play different kinds of, is it genre is the right word? Different kinds of,
Play
um,
in different genres and different types of characters. Yes, ma'am.
right. It gives people a look at you in different ways. But some people have been typecast in some things over the years. I've heard when they were on TV, they said, well, I've been typecast as, the thug, the drug addict. I can do more than a drug addict, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this gave you some great opportunities. I'm sure that's going to be coming. Let's go ahead and talk about your next play that's coming up, because I want to make sure I get to that, because I'm excited about it. Tell me about POTUS and
Yes,
everything. Where's it going to be? We want to get our tickets today. We want to get them today on the
yes,
opening night. Everybody's going to be there from First Med, right?
yes, ma'am. Opening night is September the 7th. And that's it. POTUS are behind every great are 7 women trying to keep him alive. And that's not us, but that shows like what the cast is going to look like. Trying to hold up POTUS, the president of the United States. And to speak to what you were saying earlier is not getting stuck anywhere. So Clyde was this evil, crazy something streetwalker almost, and now I'll be playing a fictional first lady. Now, this first lady does have her claws out, or can have her claws out a little bit behind the scenes, but she's well learned. She's went to Stanford and Harvard, and she's the first lady of the United States. So surely there's a refinement to her, and she is really fun to play because this show is a farce. If you can't tell, it's going to definitely be a comedy, and it is going to be a little crass and crude, similar to Clyde's. Yes, that's my cast, some of them anyway. So please be prepared for language and innuendo and mature situations. Um, but it is a lot of fun. Like there's no way that you're not going to have a good time watching this show because it's ridiculous. I mean, literally, you know what it's like, Lady O. You're trying to hold up a thing,
Yes.
and a lot of hilariousness ensues when you're trying to keep the top on the pot from boiling over. So,
Right.
yes.
Right. And so I'm assuming you're playing the lead role as the first lady.
Actually, everybody is kind of a lead in this one because it's an ensemble piece. So the 7 of us share a good amount of time. And I think it's built that way to show how all of these women are working as a village together to essentially run the country. But Margaret does have a good size role, a leadership role in the thing as the first lady.
No, that's what I was saying. You're playing the first lady.
Yeah.
Okay, for POTUS. That's what I thought. I was like, I want to make sure it's clear.
I'm
So you're
FLOTUS.
okay, what do you call?
FLOTUS, FLOTUS, First Lady of the United States.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know that. So you're the FLOTUS. All right. So we're going to come out to and tell us what this theater is, not downtown or the Ensemble Theater. It's a different theater, right?
This is Stages.
Okay.
And it's right off like Allen Parkway, close to Montrose, close to the Heights-ish. And they have a beautiful new building that this is my first time performing in their new building. I've done shows at Stages before, but it was pre their renovation. So it's exciting to be back in their beautiful new stages. And yeah,
Yeah.
come on out September the 7th. We run until October 8th.
Okay. Very good. And so just go to stages and you can get your tickets. I'm telling all of my first met friends who can to come on opening night. Let's pack it out. There's not going to be a seat, I guess, but you need to get your tickets because I know one time we were trying to do that and we waited too late and there were no tickets until at the very end. So yeah, there's stageshouston.com. So make sure you just Google stageshouston.com and go ahead and order your ticket for opening night. It's going to be a blast and I want to be there. I may see this one twice because when I go on opening night, I'll be like, okay, I know they're going to work on some things and change some things and make some things a little bit different, whatever. Because that open night is kind of like you're doing your seeing what, oh, we don't need to do that, or we need to kind of tweak that or whatever. But it's so much fun. So congratulations on that. And we're going to be there to support you. Spread the word, guys, you to your different groups and so forth, that every night will be packed out. And when we're going to pack it out, letting them know that we have somebody who we're coming to support. Okay, so before we get too far gone on that, do you have any other pictures or anything else you want to say about POTUS?
No, just a reminder again of language or
Yeah.
content.
Are you doing costuming too? You gonna have those tight dresses on and them boots and stuff?
No, I'm going to be dressed just like a wonderful first lady, very classy.
Okay, the dress, but the mouth may be a little bit the attitude. I got it. Well, we're know it's gonna be fun, and we'll always know. I thought it was really important to know that I said she's a really good actress if she can pull that off, the Clyde thing. So that shows me that you can act no matter whatever the case is. Um, Now let's talk about the other thing, the newest thing that you have going here that I have not really had a chance to talk to you about, but it's called the webisode.
Yes.
Tell us about what a webisode is and what is your webisode about?
So the name of the web series is Cast Me Damn It, excuse my language, but
I just got to look quiet and
it features a character named Evie and her two roommates. And Evie is an actress who is struggling. And she is so frustrated because she can't get any work, but she's told she can't get any work or bookings because she doesn't have enough on her reel. But it's like a catch-22 because how can you have something on your reel if no one hires you to get the experience, and so it's a whole thing. And so there we are. Evie enlists her two roommates, that's Myrtle in the orange and Addison in the pink and yellow pants. She enlists them to help her simulate like some movies and TV scenes so that she can build her own reel and pretend like, hey, okay, look, I did it. And so that she can get some work. And so there's a whole lot of hilarity and silliness and really also some a really deep look into what it's like being an artist. If you haven't thought of it already, it's very much based on my life. Feeling frustrated with not getting the work and feeling like, well, I should just create it myself. So this is really like my life coming into the art and art imitating life, whatever the saying is, because Michelle created Evie out of Michelle's frustrations, and then Evie's creating her work while Michelle is playing in the work. And it's just a beautiful Black girl magic, struggling artist piece that I'm really excited about. And it will drop on YouTube on October 9th. We will have a premiere here at the Ensemble. So everybody who's here at the Ensemble will get to see it first before it drops on YouTube. And then every week we'll have a new episodes until you get to see all 5. And I just hope that you all love it. And if you would go to Instagram and Facebook and follow us and like us, give to the GoFundMe. It's called Cast Me Damn It, MMIT with an exclamation mark. And yeah, just join in on the fun. You're going to see a lot more posting and clips and behind the scenes coming up in this month leading up into the release.
Oh, good. You answered a whole lot of questions that I was going to ask. I'm going to try to highlight them a little bit because you did such a great job. So it's going to be October 9th. That is a kickoff. And so it's going to be YouTube or down at the Ensemble Theater.
we'll have a premiere at the Ensemble Theater, but the world can consume it after the premiere on YouTube.
Okay, so the premiere is October 9th at the Ensemble Theater. What is the time or how do we find out information? Is it something you purchase a ticket or are we just all coming down there? How do we get there and what does it cost?
You do have to purchase a ticket. It's not up on the website just yet, but I think it'll be like $10 for you to be able to come and enjoy the festivities. It'll have like an opening night kind of feel to it, and dress cute and come see us. But the tickets will sell them through ensemblehouston.com.
Okay, ensemblehouston.com.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
just kind of keep up with that. So we should be looking for it at, a couple of weeks or something before October, about
Yes, ma'am.
mid-September. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so keep that down. And so is there a place that they could go ahead and follow you so they can get notification? You have a Facebook page or did you say?
Facebook and Instagram at Cast Me Damn It with two
Okay,
M's, MIT exclamation mark. And you
right.
will find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Very good. So you go on Facebook and say, cast me, doggone it. Okay. And okay, good. Put the word up there so I have to say it. So, so that's what you're looking for on Facebook and Instagram. What I want you all to do is go on there, like, share, and follow. Okay. It's very important that you follow because when you follow, then they can give you a little announcements, I guess, for like announcements or reminders. So definitely want to do that. And so, oh, there it is right there. Good, good, good. And that's her little wonderful family, my son and my two wonderful grandkids. You can see Harper already into drama. She's trying to play some part. But if you will do that and follow her and share it so that you already have 1,800 people following you already, and that's wonderful. We want to go ahead and take that over the top 2,000 today. So if you can do that and have your friends and family share it with them and ask them to like and to follow as well. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
going back, we're gonna go down, come down to the Ensemble Theater for the kickoff. And then if we can't come, we're gonna watch it on YouTube and your Facebook accounts. Okay. And I think that's it. It's going to be 5 episodes, did you say?
Yes, ma'am. 5 episodes.
5 episodes. Okay, great, great, great. And so, is there anything else you want to tell us about it, or because it's about time for us to go? I think almost.
Um, I don't. Oh, well, I will this spring. Well, I should close out the fall. So I'll be in POTUS at Stages until October. And then I'll have a short break. I'll have like a 3-week break before I start rehearsals for A Christmas Carol. That was the show that closed out this alley season last year. And so I'll be in A Christmas Carol again. And
At
that'll
the alley?
at the alley theater. Thank you. And then I'll have like a day off and I'll start oh, I don't know if I can say the other one. Never mind. I'll start another show that you can see in February at a show at a theater near you.
Oh, well, shucks, you're just gonna leave us on a cliffhanger at a theater near you in February. You know, that's my birthday month. I don't know if you knew that,
Yes.
but you may have to have something special for me because it's like a big milestone I won't say on here, but I'm stepping into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll have something special. I'm filling up my calendar for the month of February.
Wow. That is early.
Just so she's gonna be 30. I'll receive it, but not all that headache that came with the 30s. In the 30s, it was hard to be 30. And I guess it's because I had so many kids and so many issues and things going. Anybody ever been in their 30s and like you, I want to get out of here? Okay. Anyway, so that's coming up for the beginning of the year, and then you were gonna say something about the summer or spring.
I don't know what the summer has in store just yet. Hopefully a vacation. Oh. um, um, no,
Okay.
I've got not any bookings just yet in the summer, but we shall see. I
Okay.
would love to see what happens with my web series because it would be for the world to see. And sometimes, especially nowadays, something doesn't necessarily take off right away, but in a few months or years or whatever, it's like, hey, did you ever see this, that, and the third? So I'm excited for everybody's work to come together. I should say one more thing about my web series, Lady O, then I'll stop. But this web series was made possible by a grant. I applied for a grant through Bold Ventures, and Bold is actually a grant that Miss Eileen received almost 5 years now. She was awarded $250,000 as a female artistic director for a certain number of years. I want to say it was like 4 years or whatever, but and she kept getting it, year after year. And that award says you can hire women and mentor women and produce a musical by a woman. And the ensemble has done all of those things. We've offered master classes, and that scholars award that she got pays my salary and other folks here. And so within that, we've been able to do a lot. And so within that Bold Leadership Network, I applied for a Bold Ventures grant, and they awarded me some money. The ensemble matched it. So I've got this great group of women in the country who said, you can have this money. And the ensemble said, we'll front it. So when I say it's a Black girl magic thing, it's a woman's magical empowerment piece. It's a Black girl magic thing. We employed several Black businesses and patronized several Black businesses in this project. And we brought on several interns, all female identifying, who worked however they could, some from start to finish, some from when we were just reading the piece to when getting the props together, helping with the costumes, being on set and learning the ropes. Almost all of our crew was African American. So we had an initiative tied to this project, and I'm so glad that we were able to fulfill it. And I think that's one of the things that's going to make a community really happy to be a part of it and to witness it, because knowing what all went into the production of it.
Yeah, and the background, how did this get started and who, promoted this? That is an awesome, awesome story. I just want to, but before we close, and it's about time for us to do so, I just wanted to add this part of it too. Look, somebody's calling me from the ensemble theater. Are you calling?
Okay. That actually is me calling. It's a
call. Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to get off. I just want to say this one thing about Michelle before we close. And besides congratulating her, and we're going to support you. I just wanted to say too, because there are plenty of actresses out there that are watching who are frustrated, and they're going to really, really understand about the webinar that you're doing, the webisode episode. But she's a praying woman. I want to say that she is a God-fearing, praying woman. I was sick here not too long ago, and she called and she said, "Let me pray for you." And I was like, "Wow." That was really, because people don't do that as much anymore. They bring you stuff or whatever and say, "I'm sorry you're sick," but they don't pray for you. So I just wanted to say she's a praying woman. She's a woman of faith and great character. And we're going to be supporting her and being down there to see what else is going to go on with Michelle Lane. So that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us for Tea Talk, and look forward to seeing you, Michelle Lane Ogletree, in all of the many spaces and places that God has for you to go. All right. Bye-bye for now.